Hello, hello, everybody. I'm so happy to be here with you today. I'm going to plug in my computer before I forget again. I hope you've had a wonderful week. Before we jump right into tapping, I have an announcement that I want to share with you. I guess it's just something I want to be sure that you're aware of because an opportunity like this doesn't come around super often. So, we have our certification and we have our practitioners and we have specific workshops for our practitioners and whatnot. And we also have other ones where you don't have to be certified, but then we have ones that, like that's a line where we want you to have a certain base of knowledge before you can do a workshop that's as in depth as what that one might be. If you haven't heard the name Miriam Peninsky, she's one of the bigger wigs at EFTU. She is I'm going to botch her title. She's like a program coordinator of a lot of the things that we do. She's a professor at Brown. I know her personally. She's an incredible person. She's also very practiced in spiritual studies. She's really wildly impressive to talk to. She's who I go to when I get EFT sessions. So um, she's a really wonderful human being, and she has a workshop coming up in September, and it's called Ancestral Healing with EFT. It's a topic that's usually pretty popular. Usually, it's something that is kind of kept for people who are certified just because of the depth of knowledge. But because it's something that's been so highly requested and seems to be a good, strong need for, Miriam has asked me to let you guys know that she's opening it up to whoever wants to come. So just as long as you have a base knowledge of EFT, which would be like what we do here, that's good enough. As long as you know where the points are and you know that you tap and like you repeat, and you should do just fine. It's a really great opportunity. Miriam is so wise, and she's so great at holding space. So if you have issues that are familial, that are traditional, um, when you say ancestral healing, it's kind of like, that sounds cool, but what does it mean? Um, it can vary per individual, and it still works for the workshop, like whatever it means to you, because again, tapping is individual. But she focuses on both the spiritual aspect and the scientific backing of it. So she does a beautiful blending of both. We're talking about the biology of what we actually have passed down through our DNA and different genes that are activated because of our heritage. And just the way that our ancestors were activated, and then like that's passed down. Um, she has a really great syllabus. It's very full. Let me get the link. It's Miriam, not Marian. Miriam, Mirjam. Let's see. Now the link is in the chat. It is online, Anya. Sorry, I'm just seeing you guys I guess they're asking me questions. I'm sorry, Jane. Okay. Mirjam. And her last name. Peninsky. Okay. But there's the link for it. If you're interested in it, check it out. It's not until the end of September. It's a 2-day workshop. So now you've got all of that information. I just wanted to make sure that you knew about it because it's not very often that a workshop of this stature is just open to anybody, whether you're certified or not. So, okay, now you've got it. Hi, let's move on to tapping. If it's your first time here, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. I'll give a quick outlay of what we do in this hour together. We jump right into tapping. So I don't go into an explanation of what the technique is, but I will tell you it is a stress and overwhelm release technique. We work on things that are current. We work on things that are past traumas. Whatever is in your way and feels too big for you to deal with, EFT is phenomenal at addressing. And it's very simple. So if you're feeling unsure or nervous, or you're just completely clueless, you have no idea what it is, don't worry. You can follow along with me and you'll have it down by the end of our time together. If you would like to interact during this hour, you can feel free to just write what's in your way in the chat. We may address it very specifically. It may be a little more broad, but I will help you understand how you can make it specific to you so that even if we're tapping on something that's a little bit different than what you've got in front of you, you still get a release, because it's all about your connection with your own brain. And if that's confusing, just hop in and you'll see as we go along. If you do have something that you want to tap on, or you have a question that I don't quite get to answer during this hour, you can email me. I can bring up topics at a later tap and I can keep you anonymous, but that way you can still see how to tap on it. My email is amanda@eftuniverse.com. It is in the chat as well up at the top. So, okay, with that, I'm going to check in on the other comments. Hi, Anya. Hi, Richard. Hey, Mama Hutch. Hi, Sarah. Okay, and Jane, we got all of that for you now. Yes, Miriam is fantastic. I'm glad you've seen her videos. Okay, and Jay, thank you for your suggestion. Rumination, insomnia, fear, cognitive fogginess. Yes. Okay. Oh, thank you, Mama Hutch. I'm trying to dive into what you said, Jay, but let's get centered first. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath together. And out. And as you breathe out, really let your body relax. We're trying to send a signal physically that this is a time that we're going to just let go. So let's take another deep breath. And out. Okay. And just a gentle grounding technique to bring our attention back into this present moment. I'm going to ask you to imagine where the tip of your nose is in space. You don't have to find it. You don't have to touch it or look at it. Just feel where it is. And what about your earlobes? Where are your earlobes right now? What about your collarbones and the tops of your shoulders? How about the palms of your hands? Where are those right now? Remember to breathe. And how about the tops of your thighs? Where are those right now? And the front of your shin, the front part of your lower leg, if you're not sure what a shin is. I don't know what all words translate from English to other languages. How about your ankle bones? Where are your ankle bones? And the bottoms of your feet. Feel where the bottoms of your feet are right now. Let's do a breath. And I'm going to set a quick intention for us while we tap together. It is my intention that as we are together right now, that even though we are all over the world and having different life experiences, that because we're together in purpose right now, our energy is connected. And through space, through time, we truly get to be together right now. And there's real strength in that. And there's real power in that. And there's real value in that. And in this connection, you are seen, you are felt, you are heard, and it matters that you're here. And I'm so grateful that I get to share this moment with you. It's my intention to hold space for you and to tap on what it is that you came here today to have relief from or to gain insight for. or to gain empowerment, encouragement, whatever that looks like, that at the end of this time together, you get to feel better. Let's take one more breath. Okay. I feel nice and centered and grounded. I hope you do too. I'm going to go back to your comments. Let's see. Okay, tap for block chakras. Okay, such as the root. Oh, I didn't even see the mistype, Sarah. Hi, Snea. Okay. Well, first of all, I'm sorry for whatever that is that's bringing that up for you. But yes, unfairness. That's such an inflammatory issue to have to deal with. Okay. I feel like maybe we could combine Snea, yours, and Sarah's asks. So, Jay, let's refocus. Okay, rumination, insomnia, fear, cognitive fogginess. All of that sounds like triggers and what's the word I'm looking for? Responses to overwhelm. When the brain is looking for ways to stay activated. So quick little lesson. I know I say I won't do this, and then I always give like little tidbits of information. When we have needed a state of heightened awareness, when we are in a situation where we need that survival trigger, we don't automatically shift down out of it. So when we're left in that state, and we can be downshifted in one place, but still up here in another place. So it depends on what the stimuli is, what you're around, who you're around. But if we're found in that state, but we don't have that same stimuli right this second, then the brain will look to create it in some way, which is why we know we need to go to sleep, but we won't. Or we know this show upsets us, but we're going to watch it anyway. Or we know we're hungry, or we need to go to the bathroom, or we ignore our needs because it creates stress. And then we start to get that chemical need that the brain is saying, hey, we need to be more alert. We need to be more alert than we are right now. So get stressed so that we can be heightened, so that you can be safe. It's a really confusing state to be in. And we tend to judge ourselves pretty harshly when that's where we find ourselves. So going from that stance, I am going to use the phrasing, even though my brain is, I want to be careful not to make any assumptions or make it feel like I'm not hearing you. I'm going to go, okay, even though right now everything is in a heightened state. Everything is in a heightened state. So if you can be more specific for that to what you are experiencing, it could be your heightened state with another person, your heightened state with your job, your heightened state in, Jay, you listed multiple things. I would say pick one to focus on. My heightened state in this moment. It could be a frame of time, my heightened state that happens when I'm alone. There are some ideas that you can do. I am going to stick with the basic words of heightened state so that you can then add in to make it more specific for you. All right, so we can start tapping on the side of the hand. Even though right now I notice how much I am in a heightened state, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though right now I can easily see the heightened state of my operations. I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself, even though right now I'm way more heightened in stress than I want to be. I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. The state I'm in, this heightened state, the effects of this heightened state, the effects on my mind, the effects on my body, the effects on my emotions. I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. I wonder, why would I say I accept myself when I'm in a state that is so hard to be in? Maybe it's because I'm choosing to see myself. When I say I deeply and completely accept myself, even here, maybe what I'm saying is, I see you. I see you, self. And I'm so sorry that you're in such a hard place. And maybe I know some things that could make it better. And maybe I have no idea. But whether or not I have a cognitive awareness of things, I acknowledge I'm emotionally stuck. I'm stuck in this space. I wonder why. If I'm aware of ways to not be here, why would I be stuck here? Why would this be so hard to let go of? Letting go. Letting go of this space. Letting go of this heightened space. Letting go of the stress. Letting go of the adrenaline. Letting go of the perceived control. Anything and everything that I feel this space gives me an advantage in, I give myself permission to find a different way. Finding a different way. This stress, in my body, a different way. this heightened space. A different way. There is a different way. Of course I can find it. There is not any other way. This is my only answer forever. Whether or not I believe that there are countless other answers or no other answers, or somewhere in between, I hold space to be surprised. I hold space for the answer to find me. Maybe if I just hold space for it, I don't have to look for it. Maybe it can just find me. Just find me? Well, that's weird. Is that possible? Can things just find me? Can answers just find me? Of course they can. I find answers all the time. Sometimes it's intuition. Sometimes it feels like complete luck. My subconscious is really strong and really smart and really fast. And it is always working. So I bet that if I collaborate with it and I say, I'm holding space. I'm holding space for this answer. Maybe it'll work to fill it. Maybe I can talk it into doing this with me. Collaborating with my brain. Collaborating with my subconscious. Finding a different way. Holding space for another solution. I didn't knowingly create this solution. My subconscious brain chose it. So I bet it can also choose something else. And I bet if I offer it support towards the solution that I think will be best, it can get closer to something that feels good. A feel-good solution. A feel-good solution for this space. And as I hold this space for me and my brain to figure this out together, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, Pause and breathe. Good job. Okay. Oh, good, Jay. I'm so glad that I was tracking. So, okay, good. Yay. Okay, Christina, I see you. Stress, overwhelm, health, making big decisions. Ooh, Richard, I like that imagery. That's great. And I like yours too, Sarah. Oh, thank you, Roma. Thank you, guys. Okay. Let's go to I'm feeling like a combination. I'm kind of going back to your Sarah of like, so block chakras, that's blocked energy, which for people who don't have that language, just moving forward, just movement in general. We can be frozen, the energy in our bodies, it's just not working correctly. And sometimes it's something we're physically aware of, other times we're not. We can be physically frozen, or we're just afraid to move forward, or like make a phone call, talk to a person, have a conversation, go do something. Like a lot of people have been in like a car accident. They literally freeze instead of going to drive the car. Having that stopped energy, that you're kind of your own block, to moving forward. It's not something in front of you to overcome. It feels more internal that just is, it's locked. And there can be a lot of reasons as to why it's locked. I think fear is the most common that's brought up, but it can also be resentment. It could be like a dissociation, like a numbness. It can be like a wall that was shut, not just resentment, but like an indignance of like, how dare you, I will never, sort of a thing. But then that feels like you've anchored that, inside of you somewhere. As everybody talks about forgiveness and how it's for you, not necessarily for the other person. Like that's kind of where that comes from. Yeah. So let's go for that. And focusing in on your body. And when you think of, I'm stuck here, and you can think of a situation, a person, an emotion that you're stuck in, and feel where it's stuck and how it's stuck. How does that feel inside of your body with where it's stuck? Does it feel like something that's constrictive? Does it feel like just a thick block of something that's there, that's compacted, that's not supposed to be? Does it feel like a place that's being held hollow, that you're trying to get something into and it's not permeable? Whatever that looks like and feels like for you, go ahead and tap as you're thinking about that. And I'm going to use the language of this block inside of my body. And if you want to picture, like a chakra, a specific area, you could picture, if you're having issues with like your pancreas or your liver, your heart, if you're having issues, with the way you're thinking about something that you're going through. I know, let's see, where is it? Let me scoot down. Yeah, Christina, you were talking about overwhelm with health and making big decisions and feeling that maybe it's too crowded in your head. You're hearing all of these shouts. It's like a crowded bus station or something in your head, and you want to get voices out, but no one's quieting down. Maybe that's, where that is for you. So however that feels, just really tune into where that is in your body and keep tapping. And I'm going to say this stuck space, this stuck energy. Okay. As I focus in on this stuck space in my body, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though right now, as I focus in on this stuck space, I have a lot of feelings about it and a lot of reactions to it. I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. Even though right now, as I allow myself to be aware of how intense this stuck space is, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. I'm going to switch to the 9 gamut. If you're not sure what that is, it's going to look weird, but there's neurological basis behind it. So just follow along with me. We're going to tap in this spot right here. There's the acupoint. You can just drag all of your fingers right along that groove and you'll get it, no problem. We're going to keep our noses straight forward and circle our eyes around our periphery while our head stays still. So go ahead and look up, choose a way, choose a direction. We'll go both ways, so it doesn't matter which one. Slowly start circling. This stuck space. This stuck space. This stuck space that's mine. My stuck space. My problem. My issue. My body. My mind. This stuck space. Even though right now I don't have a solution for this stuck space, I still deeply and completely accept myself. This stuck space. Okay, go ahead and reverse your eyes, go the other direction. This stuck energy. It's stopping my flow. It's stopping my answers. It's stopping my solutions. It's stopping me. Keeping me from relief. Keeping me from feeling better. How dare it? How dare you, you stuck space? This stuck space. Even though I'm having to deal with this stuck space, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, go ahead and stop the 9 gamut. You can take a breath. Blink a few times if you need to. Relax your eyes. Tap on the side of your hand again. I wonder, at what point did this stuck space become my gatekeeper? At what point did I determine that it meant I had no access to what I want? Does it have to be true? Does it have to be true that this space gets to gatekeep that? Or is it possible for me to just have it? No, it's not possible. There are rules. There are proper ways of doing things. And it would be out of line for me to do anything other than have this be this way. After all, when everybody's on their deathbed, that's the number one thing they say is, thank goodness I kept all the rules. That's what they all say. Thank goodness I followed every guideline that I ever felt in my head, and I never gave myself a break. I always chose to do it the hard way. I'm not choosing the hard way. I'm not choosing this to be harder. That's preposterous. But I wonder if there were an easier way to get what I want. Could I give myself permission to take it? No, I couldn't have permission. Maybe I could have permission. Well, it depends on what I mean by permission. Even if right now I'm really not sure if I could give myself permission, I'm open to exploring this idea further. Allowing myself to receive. Allowing myself to receive. Releasing my gatekeeper. Releasing the importance placed on this space. This stuck space. Releasing. What I want. Receiving. Allowing. Receiving. But what if I don't know how to allow it? What if I don't know how to receive it? I need to figure that out, right? I have to know all the steps, right? What if I didn't? What if I didn't make that my gatekeeper either? What if my only gatekeeper between me and what I want is me being open to it? And of course, maybe there's things to learn and protocols to follow, and maybe it'll happen over time. And all of that's okay. I can offer all the support that I need, all of the logical things. Those can all be a part of it. But what if I allow all of that to be received? Can it be that easy? Yes, it can. I'm not sure if it can. Whether or not I'm sure if it can really be that easy, I'm open to giving it a try. Because what if it is? What if it is that easy to give myself permission? Does it mean all of this is going to be easy? Maybe not. And that's okay. But what if, where I can choose easy, I give myself permission to choose easy? And I release myself of any gatekeepers from any past or current ideals that aren't serving me. I just don't need them. I can do that. I can let those go. And as I become aware of them, I can let them go. And if they come back up, I'll let them go again. It's okay if it takes me a little while to figure it out. It's a process. But every time I choose in, maybe it'll be easier. And maybe I'll figure out ways to be better at it. And maybe I'll learn how to support myself more in it. Releasing my gatekeepers. Receiving. Receiving support. Receiving my answers. Allowing my flow. Permission to flow. Permission to flow before the solution. Permission to flow in search of the solution. Permission to flow as the solution begins. And permission to flow as the solution is received. And as I continue to define exactly what this means for me, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, I'm going to take a deep breath. Nicely done. Oh, that one made me feel all kinds of happy. Okay, let's see. Sandy, I used to have so much stuck in my throat as well. I see Mama Hutch, say yours is in your stomach. Preposterous. It's a good word. I love that, Richard. Yeah. So I wonder is just, it's a really, whenever we're approaching the subconscious brain and we're asking it to question itself, it's very supportive in keeping the way it's currently working. So if you approach it too directly, then you just bounce right off of it. It doesn't consider it. But if you say, I wonder, then it's like, ooh, what are we wondering? What is it? What are we considering? It's just a more gentle way of inviting that conversation. So yeah, I do love the phrase, I wonder, very, very much. Let's see, Snail, we haven't addressed yours head on, but how are you feeling with that? We haven't directly addressed forgiveness, but has what we've tapped on unwoven that for you, or are you still looking for more? Because we can more directly approach that if so. And I think I've broadly covered what everyone's put in here so far. If not, please point yourself out to me. I want you to be seen. A big release. Yay! Oh, that makes me so happy. Yay. Okay. Well, what's next, guys? We've got time for another tap. Oh, I'm so glad. Yay. Let's see if anyone has something on their minds. Otherwise, I'll sit here and I'll think of something. I'm so glad it was perfect. More on overwhelm. Okay, sure. How do I protect myself from overwhelm? Because releasing it is only one side, right? Because if all of our life, all of everything we do is kind of set up to put us in overwhelm, releasing it just kind of makes space to feel like you get pummeled with it again, right? So how do we stop that? How do we protect offensively from having to experience that? Should we tap on that? Okay. Let's start tapping. I'm just tapping while I'm formulating. I do this a lot when I'm not quite sure yet, when I'm tapping on my own, because this just really starts to engage the central nervous system into a different state. So even if you're not sure what you're going to say yet, just starting to tap can already begin you down the right road. Avoiding overwhelm. You use that term, avoiding overwhelm. As I consider how I could avoid overwhelm in my life, I deeply and completely accept myself. As I consider in what ways I could better avoid overwhelm, I deeply and completely accept myself. I appreciate that I'm asking myself this question. I appreciate that this is on my mind. What an awesome place to be, where I can begin to avoid having to deal with it at all. Maybe to where it's not even avoiding, maybe to where it's just neutralizing my overwhelm. What would that be like? I wonder. Even though, as I think about neutralizing my overwhelm, it sounds good. Is there a part of me that's afraid? Is there a part of me that feels unsafe unless I'm overwhelmed? As I consider how all of me feels about no longer being in overwhelm, I deeply and completely accept myself. I accept the parts of me that are really ready to no longer feel overwhelmed. I also accept the parts of me that feel really scared and really worried about changing, that feel unsafe, even if it's not a happy place to be in. Maybe there's a part of me that believes overwhelm is safety. Even if right now there's a part of me that believes within overwhelm is safety, I deeply and completely accept myself. This part of me, this part of me that feels safe, the part of me that feels safe in overwhelm, the part of me that's so scared to not be overwhelmed that it will sacrifice being happy, being comfortable, will sacrifice growth, joy. As I consider how scared this part of me must be, I deeply and completely accept myself. I offer love and compassion to this scared part of me. And I release any desire to push it, to make it be on the same page as the rest of me. Rather, I want to support it and I want to help it. I wonder, how did I learn? How did this part of me learn that safety is an overwhelm? It must have been a really hard, really scary moment. Whether or not I want to recall that right now, I can still hold space for this part of me. Maybe there are things that I get to tap on in detail later, even though I'm not tapping on it right now. I can still offer a space that's different for this part of me right now. Maybe once upon a time, overwhelm was my only safe place. I didn't know any other place to be. But I believe it's different now. Now I can offer a place of love, of peace, of acceptance, of curiosity, at the very least, neutrality. It doesn't have to be overwhelm anymore. I have other options. I wonder, how do I let this part of me know that? It hasn't known that, even though I've had these options for a while. How do I let it know? Other options. Other options for this part of me. Well, I wonder, where does this part of me live? Where does this part of me live that feels like overwhelm is the most safe place? Does it live in my body? Does it live in my mind? Does it live in a memory? Do I see myself at a certain age? Wherever it is, I can send a message to it. Even if that's the only part of it that I want to focus on right now, I bet I can still send a message to it right now. Dear part of me, guess what? You don't have to be here anymore. It's okay that you chose overwhelm. At the time, it was a good choice, and it worked. We made it. We made it. But guess what? We picked up other tools too. And we have other spaces that we can live in now. And you don't have to choose just this one anymore. It's okay if you want to be in a different space. It's okay if you want to choose peace. It's okay if you want to choose to relax. It's okay if you want to choose to grieve. It's okay if you want to choose to feel good. And maybe we'll need the space of overwhelm. Sometimes it's possible. It will always be there. We never have to go looking for it. It will appear if needed. So it's okay to let it go. It's okay to feel safe in a different space. All of me safe. And as I choose and allow and support myself to feel safe in a different space, I give myself permission to see my whole world in a different light, to see all of the opportunities that exist to stay in this new safe place. All of the ways throughout my day that offer to me to stay at peace, to stay in joy, to stay in the moment, to trust, and maybe I'm ready to just dive into this 100%. And maybe I'm going to take it a little more slowly. However I choose to do it is perfect for me. Whatever feels safe and happy for me to choose, that's what I'll choose. Every little bit is an improvement and an encouragement. And however long it takes me to shift into a completely different space is right for me. Shifting my safe place. All of me. Releasing my overwhelm. Releasing my need for overwhelm. Releasing with gratitude. It worked. Receiving my new space with gratitude. Other tools that work. This new space. This new space that works too. This new space that works to be safe. My new space. And as I continue to explore and discover ways to feel more safe in my new space, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, let's pause and breathe. Ah, thank you for that suggestion, Jay. That was nice. I don't know that I've ever tapped on overwhelm quite from that angle before. So thank you for that inspiration. I hope that all of you feel better and that you feel good and you feel empowered and you feel seen and valued and connected. I'm so grateful that you're a part of this community with me. I will be thinking about you all this week. If you have any questions or any thoughts, anything you want to tap on, please feel free to email me. I am starting a new tapping series on this, or not tapping, video series on this Friday about the spots that we tap on, the acupoints. I've collaborated with an acupuncturist on it. She won't be in the videos, but she's letting me use her book. So I'm super excited to share all that information with you. Have a wonderful week. I'll be thinking about you, and I will see you next Tuesday at 1 o'clock Pacific time. Mwah. Take care.